Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome to another PineScript programming hour. Oh, it feels so good. It feels so good not to be so focused on trading and to be able to relax and go over some PineScript today. Let me know if you're here, let me know if you're in the chat. I am watching what's going on WAP, Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. I'm considering to potentially add Rumble. Man, there's a lot of places that you can multi-stream today, and a lot of places you can cross-promote content. And you know what? Generally speaking, it does a pretty good job when you have a lot of people around. Let's make sure I'm not watching my own stream there on WAP, because I know that kind of makes the recording look a bit funny. Let's see here. All right, everything's good. And let's slap that music back on. Alrighty, hello, Trent. Nice to see you on YouTube. Absolutely appreciate it, my man. These streams are usually pretty damn chill, man. The trading streams, don't get me wrong, they're like the main content of this channel, but this is something for me, right? These streams are like my retreat. It's like the 1 hour dedicated to like my sanity. I'm like, okay, let's go gardening for a little second. This is like my version of gardening. However, I do have a garden anyways. It's good to have multiple activities you can go to and relax doing. Let's turn that music down just a tad, just so then we don't have any, sound overwhelming. Alrighty, so let's start this off with some basic recap. The last 2 streams, I know this is stream number 2. Stream number 1 was like stream 0, and we caught a bug in PineScript in TradingView while building this very indicator over here, which, if you can't see it, I'll go ahead and hide the price. Where is it? Yep, hide. It's this little line right here. This is a trend cycle centered moving average. This actually comes from this book over here. Right? This is just a centered moving average, pretty straightforward stuff, right? It's just, this is used for seasonal decomposition. That's why this is called a trend cycle, right? It's part of seasonal decomposition. So that's what we're building here. And we're making it look nice, right? When it goes down, it's colored red. When it goes up, it's colored green. But most moving average indicators don't have this thing here. And you can probably hardly see it, but there's like these orange dots, right? If I go into the settings and I make the width, I think, super thick. Uh-oh. What the? Oh, yeah, that's right. Columns. To make it line. Okay. Make that super thick. Yeah, you should be able to see that this line's getting thicker, right? So now you're able to see, or we can actually make it solid, right? So you can see, okay, we have controls here. That might not be terribly easy to see, but down here we do have controls. No, you guys can see that fine. Yeah, we have controls here for the style settings. Very, very important to be able to change the style of stuff. So yeah, this line right there, this is just the line for the current trading session. Now, we got a couple of things that we're going to be programming today. First off, right now the markets are closed, for example, in the FX space. So if we go to euro dollar, we still have, did this actually update, or no, we have to do that. There we go. And now let's hide it again. There. So right now, the markets in FX are closed, and in US equities, and in many, many countries around the world, the stock markets and markets in general are closed for today in many, many cases, unless you're trading crypto. Well, in this scenario here, I actually want this little line to be a solid color, whatever the correct color is, right? If it's increasing, let it be green. If it's decreasing, let it be red. The whole point of this line being orange and dotted, right, is to indicate, hey, this is a current active trading session. This line is repainting itself. So this is an indicator on the indicator. It's indicating that that it's repainting. That as we get new price data, the line is going to be updating itself on every single new price update. I'll just turn down the music just a titty tad. There we go. I said I'd get a mixer in the last stream for the audio, but I didn't have time for it this morning. I'll go ahead and I still have the post-it note saying get audio mixer, right? When I have some time, I will absolutely do that. I may have to take a day or two off streaming when there's not a whole lot of news going on a couple particular days, maybe next week. But next week's a really busy week. Got a bunch of central bankers speaking, so. But let's not get into that, right? This is not for trading. Right? We're not doing trading here. If you want trading related stuff, you can. I literally just did a week ahead trade plan stream, and you can watch that, and that's got all the week ahead stuff in it already. So, what we want is what I just said, right? So let's go through the indicator, and let's do this smart, right? Let's go ahead and fold all real quick, and let's go to calculations, functions, and drawings. Oh, cool. We get to also add alerts later today. Nice. So let's see here. This is the line, latest session line drawing. Okay, I think we'll have to do two things on a technical level here to make this a little easier to use. Also, see how I'm just strategically unfolding the stuff that I need, right? So we have all this stuff in the style guide that I don't need, all these constants I don't need, all these enumerations, all these inputs. By doing this in the command prompt, fold all, this is how I get back to work in a script really fast, right? Again, if you have a script that's a couple hundred lines or a couple thousand lines long, so long your script is put into appropriate regions, you can just fold everything and then unfold what you want to be working on. And also, when you do Control F search for stuff, it will automatically unfold stuff that you look for. So I just looked for all my tooltips that are prefixed with TT underscore. And you can see right there, it automatically unfolded all of my tooltip stuff. And now, here's all the tooltips in the inputs, and it's unfolded all the inputs right there. And oh no, see I have this big fat bar here, now I have to scroll all the way to the right to see this tooltip, right? It's like, I don't want to do that. Well then, go ahead and use align wrap. So you just do wrap, wrap, and there you go. Now you can actually see everything. No need to have a scroll bar all the way to the right. Just wrap the lines. But I don't need to do that at the moment. And I would prefer if these things stayed collapsed. So we're already getting into some tips and tricks here, but the two main things I want to do before we get into actually implementing the two features I'd like to get done is what I mentioned here with when the markets are closed, that this is a solid color. And when we're done with that, we go ahead and add alerts to this. And then we'll have to ask ourselves, I think, a pretty reasonable question. Do we set alerts for... I'm pretty sure what we need to do is just set alerts for when we cross the latest value here, right? Because that's the expected behavior for most people. Which is... Actually, I think we can put the alerts in right now before we do any of this. Just get one feature done right off the bat here. Let's see here. This is centered moving average. Yeah, right there. CMA. I know we typed out this whole thing, so we can just call it CMA. All right. Let me get a sip of water here. So I believe when we're using global scope, we can get away with just using alert condition. But real quick, we're gonna check out the documentation and look at the difference between alert and, yeah, alert condition. I prefer alert because you can use these in local scopes. It's just you have to wrap these in an if statement. Alert conditions, I mean, oh, yeah, there we go. Please note that alert condition does not create an alert. It gives you more options in the create alert dialog. Also, alert condition is invisible on the chart. The effect is invisible on the chart. And then alert creates an alert trigger for your indicator strategy with a specified frequency when called. To activate alerts for a script containing calls to this function. Yep. Yeah. So this is the any alert function call condition. And this is specific. Yeah. So we can get away with using alert condition here. We do not need to use alert. I mean, don't get me wrong, most people are using alert condition for their alerts. But you'd be surprised how useful the regular alert function can be in some larger scripts. So, real quick. That's going to be condition, title, and message. So, let's just say when CMA is greater than the current close. That's it. Yeah, that is pretty much it. We can call this... Oh, we should probably... Condition. There you go. And title. Cross. Actually, we can just do, I believe... cross CMA cross over. And then here in our calculations section, calculations region, alert condition. I still don't, I'm pretty sure putting in your calculations here, the alert conditions is better than just putting all of your calculations for your alerts down here, because if you do all your math and all of your calculations right and then you have to create your alert conditions, that seems like a better workflow. And then just down here you can call the conditions that are already pre-made way up there. So I prefer to put this here. So this would be bool CMA crossover. And the reason I'm doing this here is because it's TA crossover. Oh, just TA cross. That's what I was looking for. CMA cross. And then cross. Close. Crossing. Trend cycle. And then source 1, source 2. So this is going to be close and CMA. There we go. And then we're going to do cross over, cross under. Right. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Cross over, under. Okay. And then what was the message at the end? Okay, so there is one more thing here. Also, we actually, now that I realize it, we don't need these. We don't need these parameters. Calling this function, it's pretty straightforward. So for the message, message to just, I think we can just, what I want is the, I need to know, is this a string? Yeah, it's a constant. It's a string constant. Okay. I'd like to triple check because I'm pretty sure that there's syntax for in alerts, getting message, getting prices and whatnot. Let me double check. Alert price. I don't have this memorized off the top of my head. Let's see here. Creating alerts. Alerts say active. Messages. Yeah, can I use variable messages, place string? Okay, there we go. Can include placeholders. Okay, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Placeholders. All right, cool. We got all the placeholder information right here. This is what I'm looking for. All right, so we want close. So for our message. And also we don't need let's just get this in there. That would be close. So let's say, so we want exchange and then ticker, right? There's a ticker option, right? Yeah. So let's say exchange, ticker, crossed trend cycle at And actually, yeah, if we do then what we need is actually the CMA value here. And considering we're using plot, we can just use, I believe, plot 0. But this is offset by 1. So what we need to do is actually have like a secret plot. So real quick. Force overlay. Yeah, display. So display dot none. That's what I want. And where? Let's see here. If I go, actually. So series, title, color, line width, style. I mean, it doesn't need all this stuff here. What we're going to do is put yeah, this is just CMA. So we'll call this CMA display.none. And we're going to put plot 0 in here, and that should now grab the latest CMA value. Oh, plot and then the name of the plot. Okay, so plot RSI. Okay, so that's how it's supposed to work. Plot and then CMA. Oh, it has to be double quotations. Okay, hopefully that all works out. But it's also double quotations over here, so just in case, I'm gonna double quote that one too. Okay, just double checking stream stuff, making sure everything's still good. I'm here, let's Pine script lel. Yep. I see Ari over there on WAP. Huh, oh, I have the option to start a new quiz on WAP. That's a nice little feature. Okay. Let's continue getting these messages over. Let's see here. This is crossed under, cross over. I'm just going to do this real quick. Just so it's a little easier to read this stuff here. So I'm pretty sure that's how it's done. So exchange ticker cross over trend cycle at blank. And let's remove the period at the end because you can have decimals in these prices here. And then you can have time, time now. Okay. Okay, so let's save that. Now let's go right click, add alert, $0, trend cycle, and there you go. We have our 3 alerts: close crossing, close over, close under. So let's go ahead and try this out on BTC USD. Let's unhide this, go to like a 30-second chart. And let's add an alert for trend cycle, just when it crosses over. And once per bar. And then we'll see here in the log and in the alerts. So let's go ahead and do current symbol. There we go. So now we'll wait, and once price crosses over this spot, right, this price, we should get an alert. So that was very, very straightforward. Very, very straightforward. However, if you didn't know you could do this place holding for these alerts, right? You don't make, you had to do a little bit of Googling. Oh. Alrighty, that was on the louder side. I wish I could turn down the volume on that alert. Alright, so now we know that the alert works. However, I am not happy with the alert, because if we go to the log, it showed all these decimal places for all of these alerts. Let's see here. Alert settings, active alerts. Yeah, I wish I could change the volume on it. Okay, so what we can do next. Let's see here. Message. Is there a way to round these things? Oh, yes, there is. In the plot, there's a precision, right? There's a precision setting here. Number of digits after the decimal point of values. Yeah. So if we set precision to... I mean, I'd like the precision to be set to min-tick. Let's see here. When the function's format parameter uses format.volume, the precision parameter will not affect the result. Optional, the default is the precision value used by the indicator strategy function. Okay, so if we go to indicator, is there a way... Yeah, format.inherit. So we got to go to this section up here. Let's see here, overlay. All right, format. And now format.inherit. And just as an FYI, that's what it does. Name constant, formatting the script output values from the parent series in the indicator function. So now if we save this, wait for the thing to load, and then create a new indicator or a new alert for a trend cycle, crossing, let's see here, open-ended alert, once per bar, hard bell. How about a soft banjo? Let's go with that one and hit create. All right, so now we have a new alert. Now we just have to wait for this thing to get hit. And in the meantime, we'll continue working on the indicator here. So the next thing I want to do is put this auto center into its own function, because I think it could be a little cleaner if it was just its own function. So let's call that auto center, and then bool toggle. So if toggle it's going to check this value here. So let's go ahead and put int look back, or all ma look back, and then int CMA. Okay. And then may look back. Let's just copy that one over. That's the check that we need. Provide 2, else 1, and then else just return CMA look back. That's what we want. That was nice and easy. I do like doing this for the functions to fold them, but it's not totally necessary. Let's go ahead and add our custom descriptors. So function let's say here calculates the actually I do need a triple check something. Auto center goes here into CMA. All right, so CMA and CMA look back. This is using the source length here. So MA look back uses the source length. Let me double check the settings here real quick. And we still have all these decimal places here. So that inherit didn't work. How about mintick? Let's see if, does this take mintick? Well, it doesn't list out all the valuable, all the possible formats. How about format.price? Let's just stick with mintick. Oh, okay, so mintick doesn't work. How about price then? That means we're gonna have to also delete and create a new alert. Great. All right, let's see if that alert works. And still no, it's giving me all these decimals again. Right? Man. Well, Well, we're not doing any kind of weird division or whatnot. Oh, that's right. It's grabbing the CMA here. Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and just set this to format. Is there a way we can just... Oh, yeah. I believe that's round. Yeah, math round. Oh, there it is. Round to min tick. There we go. And that should fix it for us. So that means we actually don't need this here. And also for simplicity's sake, I'm gonna also min tick this one here. Actually, should I just min tick here in the CMA function? Because then I wouldn't have to, yeah. I think that's actually probably the smart choice. And then so let's go ahead and delete that. Let's go ahead and add a new alert. And cycle, Okay. On to the next test. Pretty sure that this is gonna work. Alright, let's get back to this auto center thing. So what is usually the CMA? Ah, gotcha. If the MA is even, smooth the average by 2. When odd, smooth it by 1. And then this is manual smoothing look back. Yeah. However, I do need to update that tooltip. Manually set to be centered, moving average, look back. Auto center must be off. Or hey, there we go. We got the alert not giving out a ton of digits. Now it actually shows 15 cents on the cross here. Perfect. And that's the price where it did cross, correct? Yeah, it does seem like that is in fact the correct price. However, you can see how it's repainting, how it's moving as the price moves. Oh yeah, and then there's of course this purple price when it's dead flat, equivalent color. So when it's dead flat, it actually tells you when it's dead flat. Alrighty. So we got a whole feature done in the indicator already right off the bat today. That is good progress. And that didn't take us very long either. It took us a little bit of Googling, but you know, not the end of the world. Considering we're also getting other stuff done on top of that. So let's go ahead and just keep this as is. Real quick, where is auto center used? It's used right there. And then this is auto center toggle. MA look back input and CMA look back input. There we go. I know it looks longer there, but now we don't have this. And now we're just calling this function. And now if we want to use this function somewhere else for whatever reason, all is good. Actually, one more thing we could do is put the auto here, right? Yeah, we could. We could just have CMA actually return, right? Auto center. Yeah. At least that's what's making some sense to me. Is there a way we can put this auto centering into the CMA function? Is what I'm trying to figure out. So then we don't have two separate functions. And my initial response is, why the hell not? So we're going to have this down here based on order of operations. All right, and this is going to be the auto center. And then we can put bool toggle to specify that's the auto centering feature. Oh, here's something smart we can do. We can have this be NA. Default is NA. And then just describe, hey, when CMA back, the MA look back parameter is auto centered with CMA look back 1 if or rather let's start with the base case option. If MA It's evenly if MA look back, say evenly divisible. I just put in English. 2. So now we've totally removed an extra input, and we've made some automatic features. We just have to do an NA check now. So if NA, so if it is NA, run this. If it's not, use the CMA lookback. There you go. Just like that. Isn't that kind of cool? Very, very efficient. And also a very cool use of documentation, right? Like, when you start writing code like this, it's like, oh, cool, I could actually export that in, you know, some indicator library in the future. I can use this in other indicators. If I ever need this CMA function, like if I ever need the main guts of the indicator for whatever reason, then yeah. So hold on one sec. I do need to do one thing though. So now, auto center toggle, we have to do an NA check here. And if that's true, actually no, we have to do if that is true, return NA, otherwise do this. And I'm pretty sure we can get away with that. Yeah, we can get away with that. Perfect. And the indicator updated just fine. Everything looks well and good there. And I don't like how it's kind of clunky how you have to set this ternary in the inputs, so I'm gonna go back on doing this NA check thing here. It's like, yeah, I tried it. I didn't like it. I'd prefer, again, as a user experience, as a coding experience, that makes way more sense. And then we can just have this set to false, so then it's optional. Oh, hold on, we don't want to actually delete all that old stuff, because we can reuse a lot of that text here for the documentation. When true, well, you don't want to start off with the conditions to just say automatically centers to the moving average, ignoring the CMA back parameter when And then sets. It's even. Okay, cool. All's good. All's good there. And then, of course, we have to do the default is false. There we go. And as far as I know, this should break, because we're doing an NA check still, so let's fix that. Alright, that should actually work now. So if we save... Yeah, so we didn't change anything in the indicator or add anything into the indicator except for these alerts, which was some good work. But now we've gone ahead and optimized this function so it's nice and easy to use. Yeah, man, it'll be nice to release this. This will be very, very nice. Written code. Okay, what's the next thing we can do here on the stream? I don't think we need to change this. I mean, this is a true or false thing, so let's just say if it's true. That can be just a ternary. We don't need this whole... Whoop. 0. There we go. Let's see here, trend cycle, trend bull, trend bear, equivalent. Yeah, those are all good conditions. Cycle conditions. So this is also where we set the, hey, if the market is currently open. So let's go ahead and check out the bar state dot is confirmed, is last, is new, is real time. Okay. Bar state is not if not real time. That's what we want to do. We probably want to put this stuff all into functions here. So open session line. Yeah. I mean, how about this? And bar state dot is real time. So then when it's not real time. And if we just do this, it should still work here. But then if we go to Eurodollar on a market that's closed, it shouldn't. Yep, you see we don't have our dotted line. All right, that's what we want. Actually, it would just be easier if the bar is real time, we use the quote unquote correct color instead. So let's do that. That also would be honestly easier to implement. It'd be also kind of cool where you can still have all your fancy line settings for the latest bar if you really want. So let's go ahead and do that. So the color is right here. Okay, it's just going right into an input. That's the plot color, so we'll do this right under here. Let's do this open session line color. Let's see here. Plot color, else latest session color. I believe the new one is open session color. What song is this? You'd think I'd know. Let's load up a different playlist here. Alright, it's like some Castlevania thing. Alright, let's go with that. That's fine. Alright, let's hit save. This should fix the whole scenario. So, this is still drawing orange. Oh, that's because we haven't actually updated the line's color yet. There we go. Did it actually update onto the chart? Oh, I think I have these backwards. No? Yeah, I have these backwards. Yeah, because it's working as expected. Yeah, now if we go back to Euro USD, now it's a red color. And also, I'm thinking it would make sense to increase both of these by 1 thickness. Is the plot stuff not updating? The plot thickness? Yeah, the plot thickness isn't updating. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out plot color, plot style. Oh yeah, there's no width put in here. That is too weird. So color, line, width. Right? So plot, width. There we go. Done. Save. There we go. Now you can see it's a nice thick line. Also, you see how it keeps getting put into the back of the indicator? Let's fix that. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, behind chart. Controls whether the script's plots and drawings in the main chart pane appear behind the chart display or in front. False. So let's real quick. Oh, hold on. We can do Control Enter and add it automatically to the chart. And now it's showing up in front. All right, now let's change the default values here to 3 and also, I don't know, 2. Yeah, just so it's a little thicker, just a little easier to see. And maybe give it a different red color, because that melds in too much with the default bar colors here. There we go. Let's give it that kind of red color. And then the green obviously is going to be too similar to the other green, so let's give that also a slightly different green color. That's not annoying. And then the purple's fine. Save. Let's go ahead and yeah, see, now it's a little easier to see. There's a bit more contrast. Well, we actually didn't need to change the green. But we probably need to change the red a little bit more. I don't know. I think that's good enough. The contrast is good enough. But I'd like it to be just a bit better. I just don't know which direction to go. Maybe a slightly paler red. Yeah, I think that'll work. For light and dark backgrounds, I think that paler red will work. More of like a pink. Can we just do pink? No, there is no built-in pink. Let's see here. Color. Yeah, no pink. All's good. I think that's a pretty good new color to use. Late to the party. Nice to see you, Tone. Como estás? Yeah, hello, Carlos. I don't know if you've been sticking around here or not. Yeah, he's not watching anymore. Dum bum, ba dum bum. We've been making some good progress, Tone. Some very, very, very good progress. We did quite a bit of optimization. We added the 2 features that we wanted to on the stream. We got our alerts set in. We fixed some style issues with the plots and the line. We got a new feature where if the market's closed, it takes on a solid regular color, but if the market's still open, like Bitcoin dollar, we get our yellow-orange line here. We also updated the default color, so this red color is a lot easier. We made sure that the indicator by default is in front of the chart instead of behind the chart. A bunch of quality of life things, you know? A whole bunch of quality of life things. I do need to triple check something though. Okay, cool. And triple check it here in the alerts tab as well. Yep, all's good. And you can see those are the alerts. We also fixed the problem where the alerts were giving us like 20 decimal places. And we fixed that by updating our CMA function to round min tick, and we also deleted a ton of other code and refactored essentially the heart of the indicator into this one CMA function, which is now an actual function that we can now copy and paste and put into other indicators. Yay! So we can actually carry around technically this entire indicator's guts in just this one function here. So it might be cool to have a library with this code in it for other people to use. Maybe I'll contact someone else who already has a popular library and tell them to just use it. Let's see here. Nice. You were able to code having the indicator in the back specifically. Well, that's just by default. by default, the behind chart stuff is set to true. So gotta set that to false if you want the indicator to actually be in front of your chart when it first gets applied to your chart. So this thing on a lot of indicators needs to be set to false religiously. Yeah, and we also we had to go and get placeholder alerts. So all this sort of stuff here. Hey, you know, all this extra documentation on setting placeholder alerts and alert conditions. Because I don't remember this syntax by heart. So we set up the correct alerts. Everything's all good. There is one thing that I'm not too happy about, and that is, you know, it is I will say this much. What I'm about to complain about is that the expected behavior of moving averages is that they cross the tail end, which is this part of the moving average that's dotted in orange. This part of the moving average, I specifically gave it this styling and separate color from the rest of the indicator, explicitly because that's the part of the indicator that repaints. And all moving average indicators, no matter what look back you use, can have repainting on the most recent move. So when we set up alerts on moving average indicators, we're setting up alerts on a moving target. So what I would like to do personally is have an alert for when price crosses the last confirmed value, which would be this trend cycle plot here. So if I wanted to do that, you know, crossing trend cycle, I just go in here and type in trend cycle. Also, I can update that to be similar with the indicator, so a little something like that. Trend cycle. Trend cycle. The issue with this, though, is that this is not the expected behavior, right? When 99% of people set alerts with moving averages, they expect the alert to go off at the most tail end. Like, you see how this thing is jumping around and moving around, right? They expect as soon as price crosses it on the latest bar that it prints an alert. And I don't like that. That's repainting. So I'm thinking just be clear in this, that this is the prior, like just essentially do 2 more sets of alerts. Right? And just do CMA in here, CMA, CMA, latest value painting will repaint latest value. So let's go ahead and do that. Just so then people have the option of having the type of alert that they want to have. Again, I'm gonna still say, hey, you probably want to use this, right? Because this will give you something consistent. But if you're fine with something repainting a little bit, I'm not going to take away your expected behavior, right? And I'm going to explicitly say, hey, line close crossing trend cycle latest value, because the latest value will repaint. That's a little thing I didn't know existed. I've also never seen alerts formatted this way. New implementation ideas inbound. Yeah, how about this? I'll go ahead and copy and paste this into the chats here. There you go. And look, it posted to Twitch and YouTube and Kick and all those places. So yeah, there's the link to the documentation. You know, go wild. Just in the calculations area, right? Because if we fold all these, well, I could have just done fold all, but I don't know if I actually wanted to fold all these things, right? So we do alert conditions here in the calculations region. And then in the actual alerts area is where we call the alert functions. So all the calculations done for the alerts, you know, to whether or not they're true or not or anything, go in here. And these alert conditions, you can use plots to get specific values. But plots go in drawings. So this is why alerts is at the very, very, very bottom of the stack. Because of these alert conditions and the way how you essentially need your entire indicator done before you can properly call alerts, right? It's like, okay, I've done all my calculations and my functions and everything else. Now I'm going to actually plot the thing I want to plot. And they're like, well, I also want alerts. Well, you can use these plots to get correct values for your alerts, saying like, hey, you know, the thing is crossing this price here at this plot, right? That's why alerts go here at the very bottom. You know, when you go to the style guide, concepts, writing scripts, style guide, there's a reason why the script is organized with alerts here at the very bottom. There's a reason why all these things are sorted in this order, because the people at TradingView know more than we do about the hierarchy and the structure of this stuff. So it's just, you'll run into less problems following this hierarchy automatically. Also, we want this. So that's plot style, CMA, yeah. So we only have two there. Cool. Two functions. And then we have this plot color here. Should this plot color be a function? Honestly, it might as well be. But I don't care enough to actually make it a function at this point. Because I'm not going to be reusing this code anywhere else. Quick logic test: if I have a box array and one alert to trigger when the box is entered, I have an alert. Oh, an alert condition. Okay, well, for an alert condition, all you need is a Boolean. So all you need is the top value of the box. So, you know, if you have a box that's drawn between prices of 30 and 40, with 30 being the bottom value of the box and 40 being the top value of the box. Let's say price is at 50 and crosses down. Then you need to check if price crossed. So it's like if the close is less than, if I make this super big here, box top value, something like that. But then you need to duplicate that for when the close is bigger than the box bottom value. So for every box, you need to do two checks. If it's crossing the top or the bottom. Now, generally speaking, the easier way to do it is to actually just use something like this TA cross here. Because this will, instead of you setting a condition like this, where you're only checking a move in one direction, TA cross will do something like, hey, this is your close, and then this is your box top value, box bottom value, right? So you could call this the bottom cross, this is the top cross, and now it will check moves in both directions when it enters and exits the top or the bottom of the box. And then you can use these two to make new alert conditions, right? So something like alert condition, boom, like that. And then you can give it a title, you know, box cross, and then the actual message that you want. Let's see here. And then over here, I don't think you can put individual values into alert conditions. However, generally speaking, if you want a better way, generally, also of doing this, you can use alerts, just regular old alerts. However, with alert conditions, you get this nice setup here, where in the alert dropdown, and I'll move the message out of the way, in the alert dropdown, you can actually see all these alert settings, right? So this is what alert conditions does. If I go ahead and I make these alert functions, then I have to deal with the thing that says, what is it? Any alert function call, right? Yeah, it's right there. Any alert or function call. How to use the alert function to alert function calls and indicators or strategies, which can be included in script alerts created with the charts UI. Sorry to hijack. No, this is what the stream is for. Also, stream's not terribly popular, right? There's a handful of people watching, so it is very, very useful for me to cater. It's very, very useful for me to cater right now. So just go ahead and put that over there in the meantime. So we can go ahead and delete this. It's not part of this script. But I'd say net now, I'm pretty happy with where this indicator is at. Let's go ahead and triple check the inputs. Close, moving average, center, base, increasing, decreasing colors, right? We can toggle that off and it will just use this base color. Latest session line. Instead of session, I've been going back and forth on what to call this thing. I'm just going to call it latest value. But I'm just going to write value line, latest value line. Because then when you go into the indicator alerts, and it says latest value, yeah. So let's see here. Let's zoom out a little bit. So something like 4i x 2y box entered. Oh no, you don't do. No, if you want to do it in a for loop, you have to use regular alerts. If you want to do a for loop, you have to use alerts. Because alert conditions cannot be used in local scopes. Local alert conditions can only be used in global scope. So you are gonna have to, instead of using alert condition, use alert, and also you can't use alert in a for loop like that. You can put it inside the local scope of a for loop, right? So, you know, we'll zoom back in real quick. You know, for I equals 0 in some array, and let's say some array. Just, I don't know. This is say that this is like an array float, and it's got a size of something, right? Done. So for I in, and then we can check, like, I don't know, this is just a bunch of NAs, but let's imagine it's not a bunch of NAs that are in that sum array, right? Because it's just 10 blank elements that are in that array. Let's go ahead and do something along the lines of, I don't know, we just have to do an if check, pretty much. If, let's just call this element. If element in some array is, let's say, let's see here, TA, is TA cross? This is a bool, right? Yeah, this is a bool. So on every bar, we could do something along these lines. Top box cross, and then TA cross lows, and then top box value. And then if element is, and then if top box cross curs, yeah, we just need a way to bool check if the current close is past these element values simply. I mean, in this case, maybe using TA cross isn't the right way to do it, and you just want it to be explicit about, hey, if the element is greater than or equal to top box value, or, I mean, yeah, we gotta find a real simple way to just say, hey, you know, when price crosses this value. I mean, that's really what I want to use the TA cross for, as the shortcut here. Again, this is all pseudocode stuff, but hopefully you'll get an idea of what we're trying to go for here. We're trying to just use this top box cross and then check, because you can't, this has to be run on every single bar, and throwing this into a for loop, I think, will cause some problems. Let's call top box value. Yeah, see, this is what we are concerned about. TA cross should be called on each calculation for consistency. It is recommended to extract the call from this scope, which is why we put it up here outside the for loop. Pum, pum, pum. So really, I'd be able to give a better answer if I could see the context of the script, right? I mean, if it's this script, if it's the normalized volume one, it'll be a lot easier because we can just pull up the code and check it out. Yeah, stop it from triggering every time it crosses and only occurring once. Yeah, again, a lot of PineScript is just making sure you have the code in the right hierarchical order, and that for some of the built-in functions that they're running properly in global or local scope for, so then you're not ruining the performance of your indicator. So let's see here. Save this. Anything else we can do on this indicator to make it better? Because this is pretty simple and pretty straightforward, and I think pretty much done. And as soon as I think this indicator is ready to be more or less released, we can probably focus now on writing the documentation for it. Absolutely. See you in a bit, Tone. See you in a bit. So let's go here. Let's just search for trend cycle. Yeah, notice that the trend cycle in orange is much smoother than the original data. Hello, Max. Nice to see you. The order of the moving average determines the smoothness of the trend cycle estimate. In general, the larger order means a smoother curve. Estimating the trend cycle with seasonal data. Most common use of centered moving averages is for estimating the trend cycle from seasonal data. When applied to quarterly data, each quarter of the year is given equal weight as the first and last terms apply to the same quarter in consecutive years. So this is more or less what we're going to be using in our documentation, because this trend cycle code is effectively this here. Doing quite well. We got pretty much the final features of the indicator developed. We got the alerts going. And we got a bunch of other pretty features done. We cleaned up even more of the code. I do want to do one thing here. TC latest value. Also, I gotta add something about these alert conditions. So let's go ahead and just make a new region description for the indicator. that we'll write in here. And we'll make a section here called alerts. So let's say there are 2 sets of 3 crossing alerts. One set for the last confirmed trend cycle value, and another for the current value that is painting. For the latest value. The latest value paint. Behavior most people expect. Setting an alert on a moving average indicator. Alerts paint. Yeah, I was just saying repaint. This would be a good time to do wrap. Yeah, there you go. So that's just there, and then we can, in bullet points, right? In proper bullet points, list /list. And then we can just say, hey, 3 sets crossing alerts are exchange a ticker crossing trend cycle at price crossing over and then crossing under. I learned Meath now. Yeah, we're not doing any Meath right now. We will be explaining how this trend cycle works, and it's just an average of an average. That's what a centered moving average is. It's just an average of an average. And what makes it a centered moving average is that it tries to be symmetric with whatever look-back length the moving average currently has. So we'll save that so I don't lose this. Okay. This part usually takes a bit of work because actually making an indicator description takes a while. But let's see how far we can get in the stream here. Let's start off with like the basics of a trend cycle. All right. Again, using my own words here. And I'll just bring up the documentation that I'm referring to, right? Time series decomposition here. So this says when we decompose a time series into components, we usually combine trend and cycle into a single trend cycle component, often just called trend for simplicity. Thus, we can think of time series as comprising three components: a trend cycle, a seasonal, and a remainder component. So we can say this indicator is a, let's say, decomposed is an element of time series decomposition called the trend cycle. Is a single element of time series composition called the trend cycle. And it is effectively a moving average of a moving average on a customizable moving average on another customizable moving average. There we go. So let's keep on going. In noisy, I mean, what more do I have to say? I mean, if you understand that the moving average is supposed to help with noise, what's a more unique thing that I can learn here? Or, I mean, I've been using this indicator now for myself personally for a couple of years. I'm now just releasing this. I run your stream in the background. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see here. Seasonally adjusted series contain the remainder components as well as the trend cycle. If the purpose is to look for turning points in a series and interpret any changes in direction, then it is better to use the trend cycle component rather than the seasonality component. Okay, we can use that. But let's put it in our own words, right? So let's start off with of the three time series decomposition components. Trend cycle. Let's go ahead and do that. What is it? Seasonality. And then the residuals. What's of what remains. The residual of what remains. Of the three components in basic time series decomposition. The trend cycle is what's used to look for earnings and indicate changes in direction. I think that's pretty fair. And then we'll go over how it works, right? So let's save that. I'll continue working on this description off stream, by the way, guys, over the next week, so we can probably have this indicator released. And then next stream, we could be working on a brand new indicator, refactoring a whole new indicator. That would be very, very exciting. Oh, yeah, check that out. Even in these data sets right here, the latest trend cycle data doesn't get put in. Yeah, moving averages of moving averages. By default, the indicator cycle indicator, this is a 2x4A. That's a 4-period moving average followed by a 2-period. This is a with a 2-period moving average calculated look for comma there for just clarity. And then we'll have to discuss the auto centering. So the auto centering if the moving average look back is even, then the I mean, maybe we need to call it something else, but this is effectively let's actually change one thing here in the constants groups. Call it trend cycle settings. There we go. And then instead of moving average, let's go back to this guy here. Wow, wow, wow. Then the auto center feature divides the period 2. Rates. And calculates the second moving with it. There we go. We can probably do bullet points. What is the behavior? Let's see here. No, it's not really close. A weighted moving average. How is this weighted? WMA? Okay. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, you can see it's not quite the same. Oh, there it is. If it's even, 2 times that, and if it's odd, because that's the way it's calculated in here. Yeah, so you can see how it's used in decomposition. Hello, Harold. Yeah, man. It's a nice time just to get away. Appreciate using your pivots. Yeah, man, those were fun to build. Just popping by. Thank you. Appreciate you hopping by, Harold. It's good motivation. Very good motivation to see you and everyone else around, cheering me on, saying, "Go, Joe, go. Build these damn things." Build them. Get them done. This indicator will be releasing sometime next week, so long I get the description done in an apt way. I'm gonna have to do pictures, and usually the pictures take the longest. But thankfully, this is a pretty straightforward script, so it's not gonna be, like pulling hairs on. For some indicators that I release that have tons and tons of settings, Real quick. CMA. Corrected, centered, moving. Well, there's two here. So let's check out this one. Look at the source code. What? Let's put that on the chart. Okay, so it tries to extend out into the future. Yeah, not terribly useful at doing forecasts, that thing. Not terribly useful. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Wait, there's no centering option here. How is this a centered moving average? Let's see here. Searching, looking up stuff online. Let's see here. Yeah, this is a different calculation. Let's see here. Double moving average. Okay. Let's try out these two. Wow. Okay, no settings there. That one's garbage. MA1, MA2, yeah, but what's all this preset stuff? Oh. Yeah, so this is not, all this stuff is not a standard moving average. A standard moving average is a bit different. Okay. Let's go ahead and try this out. Yeah, all right. This says it describes a centered moving average. That's what I was pretty certain of. I was like, okay, maybe there's some notation I'm missing here because that looks like it's a CMA to me. Just reading stuff off screen. Alrighty. So this SMA is not correct. This is closer to how a double moving average is set up. So we're not done. We're not done with the indicator. So there's no proper centered moving average indicator. We type in CMA, we get nothing here. Centered moving average. Let's go ahead and check this out. Yeah, that's not it. Pretty sure this guy has it down. Oh. I think I closed the wrong indicator. There we go. Yeah, this looks right. I don't know, I still gotta say, I prefer this double moving average. Let's go ahead and just make a proper CMA function. So let's call this DMA. Double. And we'll deal with all the words later. Alright, those are all DMA now. Let's go ahead and rate CMA. So what is a computationally efficient way of doing a CMA? It would be to calculate the average however many bars back based on the centering that needs to be done, and then to do a moving average on that. So let's see here. We can at most get a 500 bar historical look back. So I'm just thinking. Let's try this off of a base case of, let's say, a 4 MA. So this is going to be source, and then the look back is going to be half. The first bar is going to be half of the look back. So MA look back divided by 2. That is if it's even. Actually, no, not even if it's even. It's gonna be. I just think if it's odd. Let's see here real quick. Okay, so for it's going to be SMA PA.SMA source. Okay. Two. And then this is going to be the even CMA. Rather, CMA. So that's the even condition. And then we just do this. There we go. And then CMA odd. I think I prefer, let's see here. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. When 2MA follows the moving average of even order 4, it's called the centered moving average of order 4. This is because the results are now symmetric. Okay. Yeah, I'm like, this is a totally different calculation than what I know. So we'll go ahead and Control Z all this stuff. I'm like, do. Right, auto centering and be disabled, and we look back, centering, moving, search, center. Again, if I go here and search up double moving average, there's like a handful of indicators here, and let's just apply these all to the chart. Right, we're not using that one. What is this one? Trading kit. No, thank you. And we already said we didn't like that one. Let's hide these other ones here. We don't want that one. Okay, so this is undersampled double moving average. How does it compare to just a regular? Wow, it's a lot laggier. Okay. Oh, that's kind of horrid. It repaints the entire indicator going back. Wow. That is insanely overfit. Yeah, we don't want that. And this one looks pretty okay. Yeah, length 2, length. Oh, source 2. What? Why is there a secondary source here? Upper 1. Okay. Oh. Plot out, which is SMA, then plot out 2. There's no double moving average here. There's no double moving average here at all, I think. Right? Out goes here, plot out and out. Yeah, there's no double moving average. I don't know. All right. All right. This one is the closest one. 4 and 2. Come on. Oh. It looks like it's doing it. It looks like it's doing it. Oh, that's a good idea. We should actually have an input in here for higher time frame. Just in case you want a higher time frame. That's not terribly hard to put in. I don't know, let's try flipping these around. No, it's not any better. Wait, this doesn't look like... Oh my god, it's not a double moving average at all either. All these guys who say that they're building indicators that have double moving averages on them. And it's literally just 2 moving averages on the indicator. Oh my god. Let's see here. DMA. Double. TA dot. God, to think there's no double moving average indicator on the platform. All right, let's do that time frame thing real quick. That was a cool little idea to have. Uh, let's save that. And And we have the new input here for time frame. And we tooltipped it so people know what to do. Okay. Ah, okay. I guess let's save and see if this breaks anything. Nope. Didn't do anything there. Let's do CMA. CMA. Let's try that. There we go. But now that purple is getting kind of annoying. All right. Oh, I want it to be recursive. I want it to use the old plot color, prior plot color. Oh, man. Hmm. Alright, I guess we are turning this into a little function now. That's right. This is already available. What is this music? Oh, I didn't mean to stop it. Oh. Yeah, that's right. We don't want an enum, we want a type. There we go. I was like, what am I forgetting? Something else. What's going on over here? So now it's just not updating. So if I change time frames, yeah, and then it fixes itself. All right. I got a phone call coming up here that I gotta be on. And as much as I'd like to keep working on this, I am definitely slowing down here. But overall, we made some pretty good progress on the indicator. I'll get the chart description written a bit more cohesively, and then we'll work on this higher time frame option. And then we'll also do something here a little quickly. Oh yeah, we gotta pull that out. Type. There we go. And then we're gonna do, I think we have to put errors here above calculations. Actually, no. Yeah, we got that built in there. The indicator is supposed to break. Let's say if I go to a 1 second here. Indicator time frame setting must be larger than the current chart time frame. That is supposed to happen. That's supposed to break. Okay. Let's see here. 1 hour. And we gotta fix this purple color here so then it keeps track of the last color used here. Do we need this? Is that necessary? I'll just delete it in the meantime. We can always rewrite that. It's not that much code. let's try this out. Yeah, it's still doing that. Okay. We're gonna need a time frame update. We're gonna need to have a time frame update in the function. Because this thing's still calculating on every single bar, which it needs to. But that's not the information that we need. Alright. I am feeling a bit less productive, so I'm gonna stop the stream here. I need to kind of refresh my brain on some request.security function stuff because I have not played around with this, and this is also a slightly different use that I have that I've done in the past. So I mean, maybe it's something very similar to what I've done before, but it's like, okay, I'm getting behavior that I'm not expecting. I don't know, let's try one more thing here. Alright, well, let's check out repainting here. Yeah, I think the better way of going about this. Let's see if that does it. No, okay, yeah, I remember. Does nothing, right? Yep, does nothing. Oh, that's right, these TA SMAs. Right. And then are we kind of back to where we started with the thing constantly updating? No. Seems... No, yeah, it is updating every bar. So it's supposed to be doing that. Hello. Nice to see you over there on Twitch. I am getting distracted because I do seriously have to take that phone call I mentioned earlier. So, for the sake of brevity, I'll go ahead and end it here. Not like the stream's gone on for 3 hours or anything. Things have really slowed down in the last hour because I've been trying to take care of some other things here in the background, but also kind of troubleshoot just something that should be really simple. And I'm having a brain fart, effectively. I am ready to enjoy my Saturday night and just relax. We got some good programming done here. It was a lot of fun. But now it's time to go watch some movies, go hang out with friends, go have some nice food. And I will see you all in a bit.